Welcome back to another edition of Friday Fire. I'm your host, Reggie Holmes with Enthuse Creative, and today I'm joined by my special guest, Janette Gallardo of Vitta Solutions. Jeanette, welcome to our show.
Hi, thank you. Hi, and thank you for having me here. And hi, everyone. I'm very excited to be here today.
And we're excited to have you. So, on Friday Fire, this fall, winter season, we've been highlighting businesses that got started during the pandemic, the last 20 months or so that we've all been going through this. And so, Jeanette is in that category. And Jeanette, will you let people know a little bit about your background and how and why you started your business?
Yes. So as you mentioned, I started at the beginning of the pandemic. And before starting my business, I was in corporate finance for 20 years. And I was in basically working with huge corporations, running their plans, their budgets, making sure that everybody was on target, making sure that the products offered were profitable, and just running all the numbers. And during the pandemic, I had the opportunity to reevaluate where I was going, like to take a break and really step out and observe. And I realized that I got lost in the corporate world and I wanted to make a shift and I wanted to have an impact. So I decided to take all of my skill set, everything that I learned in my career, and work with entrepreneurs who are very, very good at their craft, but they don't have finance or business background. So that's how Vitta Solutions was born.
Great. And what was it that sort of made you desire to start your own business? I mean, people come to the entrepreneurship journey in different ways. What do you think was the one thing that sort of pushed you out of what can be thought of as the comfort and safety of the corporate life into the entrepreneurship life, which is very different?
Yeah, so for me, it was I didn't feel like I was having an impact in my at my job. Like, yeah, I was doing my job. I was doing, like the things required. And to me, I never felt like my contribution meant anything. And for me, as a person, it's very important to help others, to have an impact on whatever I'm doing. And I felt like every area of my life I had an impact except in my career. So that's why I decided, like, it occurred to me that I have all this skill set that I can help entrepreneurs run their businesses like the big guys, the big companies. So that's how I decided to just take a leap of faith and go with follow my gut.
Yeah, that sounds great. I like to think that I sort of try to do the same thing on the branding side, giving that corporate professional look, feel, and experience with branding for a small business. So I resonate with what you're talking about. And obviously, in the world of finance, there's many different aspects to it. Talk a little bit about some of the services that you provide for businesses, and maybe what's your favorite thing of the suite of services you provide that you like to do.
Yes. So for what I do is basically, uh, like if you have a bookkeeper and an accountant, I'm the person in the middle. I'm the one that connects the two. And what I see a lot of the times is that people have bookkeepers or accountants, and they're like, "Well, I have like all the things that I need in finance," but they're missing the component of actually planning. Like, okay, so where do you want to take your business in a year, 5 years, 10 years? Like, what was the reason? Like, as you asked me, what was the reason for starting your business? Is it to at some point like retire, pass it on to your kids, sell it, or where are we? What is the intention behind it? So I work with my clients on making sure that the financial health of their business is it's on track, and also that the business is profitable and that they're paying themselves. And I mean, I look at even their product or services, making sure that they're profitable. And I guess for me, the favorite is that I get to work on so many different things, so I don't get, like the repetitive work. It's always something new, and I love challenges. I love like that, having the ability, the flexibility, and there's no similar project. Like, I'm always working on something completely different. So I think for me, that's the exciting part of having my own business. That it's just fun. I'm truly having a ton of fun.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, if you created a business and you're not having fun doing it, you should definitely reevaluate that. So I'm glad to hear you say that. So you mentioned people thinking about, why they created their business, and obviously that requires some vision, looking ahead from the point in which you start. So for yourself, Jeanette, looking 3 to 5 years down the road, what's your vision for Vitta Solutions?
Yes, excellent question. For me, my vision is to have a finance team in house. So currently, I have a staff of like a bookkeeper, so I do offer that service. But my goal is to have like the bookkeeper, all of the financial analysis, the projections, which is what I like, the core of my business, but also have accountants. So pretty much have the three main components of finance. So there's like just one stop for my clients, so they can get everything they need.
Got it. Got it. And um, this is obviously an area that every small business needs to, address and have a plan in place for. But if you could say one thing that is a key ingredient that small business owners need to have in place as it relates to finances, what would be that one thing that's probably most important for small business owners to know?
I would say the most important thing, I would say having a financial process in place. And what that means is structuring, from starting to like reviewing your when you're reviewing your finances, but also like setting the correct reporting. And so all of the process is going to be setting up the correct reporting, reviewing your products or services. Like, are you actually making anything, and which one is the most profitable? So having those financial processes in place is the core and the base of a business, because that is going to tell you a lot of information on decisions that you can make or want to make going forward, so that you're in alignment with where you want to take your business.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's great that you mentioned that. I mean, sometimes, particularly when you have a service, you might just offer the service because that's what everyone else does, but it's actually not really profitable for you. And if you think about a retail store, if they had a product that just didn't sell, they wouldn't sell it anymore. So, but sometimes when you have a service, we don't necessarily think that way. We think, okay, well, I just have to continue to do this service, even though it might not be priced correctly, or I'm missing some value add that I could add to it. So it's great that you kind of have that advisory service for people to help them look through those things. So that's
Right,
great.
right, right. And it can be even, I like to add to what you said, it can be that, as you said, like you're not pricing it correctly. Like maybe there's a different way to look at it so that it is profitable,
Yeah,
and still continue doing that service. But the key here is that it has to be profitable.
yeah, great. Um, so you do a lot of other things besides just crunch numbers. I know that you were a part of a book that came out recently. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yes, so that's one of my passions. So yeah, I love numbers. That's something that I'm very passionate about. But I also have a different side to me, and that is human design. I have been studying it for a couple of years now. And human design is basically a self-discovery tool that allows you to really get to the core of who you are. And it helps you, it truly can shift your life. And so I was in this book, I was invited to this book collaboration on human design. And I have always done human design. It was more for as a personal growth. But then I had a client that she knew about that I had studied human design, so she asked me if I could incorporate it into what I do with finance, and I'm like, okay. So I did, and like I started to talk about human design, and then this book collaboration showed up, and basically in that book is we're 25 authors sharing our story on human design, how it transformed our lives, and I in particularly talk about incorporating human design with your finances. So how to gain financial freedom, and I actually have a program on that, on financial freedom, and it's just a ton of fun. Like anytime I get to talk about human design, I get super excited because it's one of my favorite topics.
Oh, that's awesome. And what's the title of that book so people can look for it?
Yes, so the title of the book is Stop Overworking and Start Overflowing. And they can actually get a copy from my website at vittasolutions.com. And yeah, I'm always curious when people don't know about human design and then they read the book. I have gotten a lot of really good feedback, so it just makes me happy that, okay, well, I'm glad that it resonates.
That's great. So we can expect more books and publications from you in the future. Is that something you think you'll continue doing?
I think so, yes. I actually did this project as a way to see if writing was something that I wanted to pursue in the future. And yes, I definitely feel like I have a book in me. So for sure, I don't have anything concrete, but for sure I would love to write a book.
Okay, great. Well, we'll check for that in that 3 to 5 year. So before we let you go, what is one of the biggest lessons that you've learned in your entrepreneurial journey so far that you can share with our audience?
Yeah, so I have learned so many things. I feel like when you step into this world, you have to face everything that you have been avoiding. And for me, the biggest learning was overcoming my fears. I had to face them, and at the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, it was very hard because I had a lot of self-doubt, and like that inner critic that is constantly telling you, like, what are you doing? Who do you think you are to start a business and all of that? So it was really facing all those fears and getting past them so I can truly do what I'm passionate about. And yeah, so I think that's the biggest one, like just believing in myself, believing in my talent, and believing that I have what it takes to to have my own business, to have a successful business.
That's great. That's a great lesson for anyone to walk away with. So, well, Jeanette, we really appreciate you being here. Please let people know if you have any special offers or opportunities that you'd like to extend to our audience, and then where people can find you to learn more about your business, just follow your progress in your entrepreneurial journey.
Yes, thank you. So I have I'm starting a finance accelerated cohort at the beginning of January. So it starts on January 4th. And basically, it's a 12-week program that I'm going to walk the people that join. I'm going to walk them through my one-to-one, like what I work with my one-to-one clients. And basically, I'm going to give them everything in 12 weeks so they can walk away with a step-by-step plan on things that they need to implement and how to start thinking differently when it comes to running their business with all of it is rooted in finance. So yeah, and they can find me or more information about this cohort on my website, which is vitta.com. And yeah, I have there all the information, and also I'm also on LinkedIn, so I'm always looking to connect with other people. So yeah, thank you for having me, and yeah, thank you for allowing me to share here in this space what I do, and more, a little bit more about me.
Yes, well, we are very grateful to have you on our show. Thank you for being willing to participate, and we'll include all of Jeanette's information in the comments on the post on all the different platforms where this shows up. Thank you to our audience for joining us on another Friday Fire afternoon. We really appreciate you. God bless. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week for our last edition of Friday Fire. See you later, everybody.
Bye.